couples work is important because we all want that one person to walk through life with us. Okay? We want that one person to be by our side, and we get so frustrated when she or he isn't jiving with us. And we've been conditioned to blame the other person, okay? And to criticize the other person without the whole understanding of maybe they're just different than me. It's very simple again. I mean, it could be just maybe they're different than me. Why do I make them believe that they need to be like me? And what, maybe I'm just not communicating in a way that they can understand. Maybe I'm not giving them what they need. It's not about them, it's not about me, it's about us. What can we do together? And many couples, I think, just dissolve just because of differences. And it's not big differences. There's not these major things that are happening in most of marriages to push us apart. It's time and time again, these little things, they just grow and continue to grow until they become monsters, and then we can't deal with them. I think it's important to know who you married, know who you're in this dance with. We're different. Right? That doesn't mean it's wrong. It can actually bring good balance into the home when we have different things, but we have different needs. We communicate differently. Some of us need a lot of information. Some of us don't need so much information when we make decisions. Some of us like to move at a quicker pace. Some of us are much more patient. Some of us are aggressive, or where everything is urgent. Some of us listen a little bit better. But to put your person that you want to do this thing called life with inside a box and treat them like you is unfair. How do we balance that out? How do I look at somebody else and say, you're perfect the way you are. You don't have to act like me, but we're going to work on this thing together. Look at these differences. And they're not weaknesses anymore in a marriage. How can they become strengths in our marriage? How can this create better relationship, high quality connection? Just not connection once in a while, connection all the time. Okay? And what does this mean, bigger picture, to the people around us? These little kids, these little feet that we have running around the house. What does it mean to couples outside that are friends of ours? What does it mean to our community at large? What does it mean to our world when people are more in harmony with one another, especially the most important relationship in the world, which is our couple, which is our marriage? Marriage doesn't need to be hard. That doesn't mean it's not difficult. Okay? It is difficult, but understanding who you are and just kind of getting out of the way of yourself, it doesn't need to be difficult. Each of us has innate wiring that says we need to connect. Most of us haven't been conditioned to understand connection, and most of us haven't been conditioned to communicate to somebody else what we need in a relationship. And many of us expect our partner to read our mind. And when she's not reading my mind, when I'm not reading her mind, or whatever it is, I get upset. Well, knowing the triggers, what triggers me, knowing what I need, knowing how I best communicate, it's a simple formula for success. I didn't say it wasn't difficult, but it doesn't need to be as difficult as we make it. Just boil it down into we're different. Men are different, women are different, understanding those differences, and then understanding just our unique DNA that we bring into any relationship can take a couple from really just hurting to healing to a lot of hope and a joy in their home where they're enjoying the relationship. Marriage wasn't meant to be this thing we see on TV where we're constantly at one another, where we're constantly bickering. Marriage was meant to be compassionate, engaging, joyful, peaceful, harmonious, celebrating. It was meant to be fun, and we ought to make it fun. And we want it to be fun, but we just look around at the world and say, nobody else is having fun, I just need to be miserable. Okay? Make it fun. Start with you. Start with knowing yourself. Get a little bit about your partner. Start to understand them. Start giving them what they need and watch the relationship change.
Reach out. We're here for you. It's simpler and easier than you think. Get centered, get connected, get it done.